This is a copy of records that I got from the county recorder's office in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is my mortgage history. I'm gonna try to get focused here because I'm copying this from the computer screen. And let's see, I don't have too much lighting. Let's turn it this way and see. So I want you to be able to read this. Anyways, this is my mortgage history. Let's see. We have the first one is Richard American Homes of Nevada. And it was Selma Andrews. I bought it from Selma Andrews, and you see here. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of go on down. Appears that Selma had some transactions. She did something with the attorney, Equity National Corporation, then the Federal Home Loan Mortgage. Right here is the first party name, and then this is a second cross party name. These are the instruments, document types, and so on. Okay. So this was Selma. I bought the house from her. Looked like she did maybe took out a second mortgage, something out, a loan out. Going down. At this point, I didn't own the house yet. This is just year 1999. I didn't own it yet. So, but I'm just giving you the history on this property. Okay. So I'm gonna scroll on down. Attorney, equity, federal loan. We got Countrywide, Selma Andrews again. And I'm going to just kind of fast forward this and go on down some. CT, Selma Andrews. Now, when I got this home, let's look at this year here. Oh, this is in 2003. I got there in 2001. And I purchased a home from Selma in 2001, but I did it under a contract for deed, so to speak. So all of my payments I made to this guy, because I guess the house was still in his name. Selma had somebody to refinance the house so that she wouldn't lose it. So this guy here refinanced the house to keep her from losing it. But so when I made my checks out, I made them to this guy, Torek Edwards. And mind you, again, I had the house in 2001. That's when I gained possession of the home. And there's his name. Now we're going to go to, there's 4 pages to this. It's 4 pages. So we're going to go on to the next page here. And it says search, record search and order system, first party. And this is still him, and this is Selma Andrews. Maybe she got the house refinanced back in her name again. I'm not sure. It says a reconveyance, or maybe that means the closure of that property from her. I'm not sure what all that means. CT, Selma, there you go again, reconveyance. And then these numbers, 2003. That 1309610 that is just a legal property description name. Then here it goes here. I had the house put in my name. From out of Torek, who was the first party name at that time, and then Samaya was the first cross party. And now you see the deed is in my name. And so it appears that the deed went in my name in 2003 of April. We go back down here, Selma Andrew name somewhere is still on here. I'm not sure why it's all that. Substitution, reconveyance. I'm not sure. I know there's some fraudulent behavior here. And there's Torek again. Then it says none shown. Going down. Here's the date, 2003. Go down a little bit further. You got Merge Mortgage Corporation, U.S. National Association. This is a society that I am suing that illegally involved me in that gaming board. Now I'm not understanding how all these people get on this deed after it was deeded over to me, because I had no dealings with these people here. So anyways, here's that U.S. Bank National Association. Again, these are what you call the states of America, their gaming board, and all the mess that I'm suing them for. But here we go. They are the deed of trust. Again, I know nothing about these people, so I'm not sure how they became assigned as the deed of trust. That was in 2003, okay? So it's a lot of fraudulent, my case deals with a lot of fraudulent activities for fraudulent, it's called fraudulent conveyance of property, meaning somebody tried to steal my real self, my human self, under trickery language and contract. And then also I had some land that was deed over to me that my grandfather left me. It was inherited to me. And so they tried stealing this land through what you call fraudulent conveyance of property, which is again trickery language and contract. And once they did that, well, let me just back up a little bit. Let's go back here. We got torts. We got after we get past that National Association, those states, then you got the Alter Real Estate Service. And this tort guy, again, his name's supposed to have been offered. As you see, my name was added in 2003. And there you go. He was a trustee. I'm not sure why is all these people's names still on here. And then here I go against Amaya. And what I did with the property, because I had some problems. So Gwen Cheney at the time, who's a friend of mine, had to bail me out and put the property in her name for a short period of time, or to carry me for a little bit so that I wouldn't lose the property, because I was new to Las Vegas. I wasn't quite established yet. And so I was running into some problems. And I was just moving there from Minnesota. But nevertheless, as you can see, the deed is in her name. And that was in 2004 that happened. And it's Cheney again. And I don't know, maybe it looked like she did some business with BNC Mortgage, Inc. I'm not sure. They were the deed of trust. Maybe that was the bank at the time. I just have no clue. This is all new to me. Then there's Gwendolyn Cheney again. Looked like she did some more business with these people on another Pacific date of June 2004. Oh, well, maybe it's the same time, just repeated twice, maybe. Neff Paul and Toric. I don't understand how Toric and Neff, I don't even know who Neff Paul is, but how Toric or Edwards keeps showing up on here when he should have been dismissed a long time ago. But again, here we go. There's Gwendolyn Cheney again. And it says homestead. She didn't homestead that property, but 2004, maybe she had to just do that. I don't know. Selected portfolio servicing Toric, and he shows up again. Substitution, reconveyance. That's in 2004. Let's go to page 3. Well, this is still the end of page 2. Cheney, and then here you see here, this was really odd. Gwendolyn Cheney. Now Gwendolyn Cheney added her mom name to this deed. Gwendolyn Cheney. She just helped me out now. She added her mother name, Willa Mae Cheney. And now they own the deed to this property. Again, that property, that fraudulent conveyance, they are trying to say they are my new slave masters. She is, as well as that National Association, all are claiming possession over me. And there's trickery language in that contract, and that'll be a second video. I show you the trickery language that states that they claim to have all rights of my real and personal property, which is myself, as well as that tangible building. And that I allowed them, gave them permission to use what's called a security instrument, which is none other than illegally chipping me for monitoring and tracking purposes. That's Gwendolyn Cheney, and that's her mother again. Let's see if these dates are the same. Dates are, they did some other kind of transaction in March, and then they did some different stuff in July. Again, I'm not sure. Why are they doing this? And again, this is what you talk about instruments. But what the government does, they put this language on here, and they put language that can be interpreted either or, double standard language. So this security instrument that I'm trying to ask them to remove is none other than an electronic device that they use for illegal tracking and monitoring human beings. And you can find that information in the United States Codes Title 18, Chapter 119, and you'll be able to, it talks about all of that, a pen, register, trapping, and trace and stuff, and the instruments used. But you can find some of that information in that particular statute. Okay, so that's Gwen Cheney. Gwen Cheney, Cheney, well, that's her mom this time. Okay, so I'm sorry. Here, right here, this says Cheney James. Now you have Gwendolyn Cheney's father, James Cheney, and Willa Mae Cheney now on my deed. Look at here. That's 2005, okay? So Willa and Gwen, her mom, they did some more stuff with the deed at that time on this date too. Okay. Now it appears that this is Gwendolyn Cheney and Samaya. I'm back on the scene. Looked like I took back over my house and got possession of the deed. In 2005, Samaya Hodges and People's Choice Home. They said People's Choice is a deed of trust. People's Choice is again some more secret society stuff. The People's Choice, I'm not sure what that is. I've never made one check payable to the People's Choice to my knowledge. Now here's what's interesting here. Gwen had a contract with Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems. If you Google this company here, it's called MERS, MERS. You Google that company here. This is a company that monitors and tracks human beings for property owners or people who have interest in property, interest in property, and interest in property, interest in other human subjects. Get it? Other human slaves, other human subjects, other human citizens. So sometimes you can just become a victim just by owning a property, or and that language and that contract would make you a victim or a slave to a person who considered themselves a true sovereign, or a state. And the state is like a government official, a government employee, someone who has established themselves as a sovereign too, who have more rights than that of a citizen and or a subject. So those people who have established themselves and who own a particular type of gun, weapon, these peoples are considered states, and they hire when you become when you take out a loan with them, then they hire Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems to track and monitor you as an individual. They don't tell you all this, but this is what I'm suing for. This is what my case is all about. So they hire MERS to monitor and track and trace me. So this is Gwen. Look, it appears that she hired these people. Reconveyance, whatever that is. And this is to my knowledge, I'm not. Anyways, here we go again. Merge. Let's see what she did. Is this the same date or is it just double? Okay, it's just doubled information. I'm sure all that is double. And then we go back down. There's Samaya Hodges, Household Financial Corporation of Nevada, deed of trust. I'm just showing all this because all this, a lot of this activity on here is illegal for those who understand property law. And if anything should ever happen to me, I like to upload this so that they can see, the attorneys can see where all of this stuff generated, all this fraudulent and criminal activity, where it generated. Again, this is for those, the average person may not have a clue what I'm talking about. For those who understand property law, they know. And MERS, the executive trustee service. I have not signed a contract with either of these people, and now they're the trustees, and that was in 2010. And if I did, I didn't knowingly know what MERS was and what this executive trustees services was. I don't have no recollection right now. I do remember doing something in 2010 for a mortgage. It's a program that the government had to reduce the interest rate on your mortgage, kind of like that little bailout program that they were doing to help individuals protect their property when the market value failed or whatever it was. They was trying to help individuals with their property to save their mortgage. So that was in 2010. So perhaps this could have been that. Certified foreclosure mediation Nevada, whatever, mediation Nevada. So maybe that could have been during that time. And then afterwards, Maya Haas, executive trustee. Now, trustee in their trickery language, and you thinking it's just a mortgage company. Okay, they just holding the title until you pay off their money or whatever the case is. But the trustee is basically saying they are your trustee. They have authority over you as an individual and not just a property. Remember, individuals are property, so they claim an individual. They have rights over me as a individual, which is all illegal. Debts buyers. Yeah, which is all illegal. So I'm gonna scroll up some. Executive trust again, Samaya Hodges, default. And the reason why I'm doing this live also is because I try to copy and paste this stuff so I can put it online, but I'm always being blocked from doing something. So I have to find more than one way to skin a cat. So this way, I figured I'd just make the video and make it live. People's Choice, Bank of New Millen, 2016. Now what this is that I am basically the holder of all of America, United States of America assets. Because my case, I'm the prevailing party in a case that's titled the United States versus Samaya Hodges, and they were held in contempt of court. And so, although I don't have access to any of this yet, I am basically the owner of all of America's asset. And this is where you see that bank of that's what happened in 2016. This is pending litigation, and as of now, it's still pending litigation. I'm still, although I own it, I'm being blocked and stopped from accessing anything. I've been trying for the last couple of years, or last year for sure, is to give it back and let them just give me some type of a settlement. But it appears that I can't even do that, or some are blocking me from doing such. But anyways, this is Bank of New York Mellon Trust Company National Association. Western Progressive is an illegal company that those states in Nevada, the black politicians are who I'm suing, and the government officials in Nevada. This is some fraudulent stuff too, in which it appears like they may have tried to take it. I'm not sure. Samaya Hodges, Western Progressive. I didn't do any business with Western Progressive at all, so I'm not sure why they are constantly on my documents. Western Progressive is also going to be in a lawsuit because when I was on the road and I came back home, there was fraudulent a lockbox on my home, as though a realtor was trying to sell that property, and Western Progressive was involved. When I went into their home, they had changed my locks, but I went through the back door and the back door was unlocked. Only way you can lock my back door is from the inside. So whoever put that lockbox on my house, they intentionally just did so just so they can gain access to the back door. And so they allowed someone to come in and steal all the electronics and other items from the home. But Western Progressive was definitely involved in that. Now, when I call Aquin Mortgage, who I don't see them on here anywhere, and I call Aquin Mortgage, who is my mortgage company, they said they did not put that lockbox on the house, and by right and by law they could not have, because the house was still entitled to me. For a lot of reasons they couldn't have. The judge and the court had already gave me back possession of that home, number one. Number two, is still pending litigation, number three. And number four, they didn't have the right to do it anyways. City of North Las Vegas. Now, what this is saying right here, this is a lien that the City of North Las Vegas, which is the water company, they put a lien on my property to stop me from doing a lot of things. The lien on this property, once it stops me from accessing the my assets that's tied up too with the Justice Court of Nevada. I allege that Catherine Cortez Masto did that because the Missouri court allowed the Justice Court of Nevada to recoup and recover some of my assets that I had that the courts had already awarded me. But she went in and immediately and slapped this lien, the water lien, on my property to prevent me from to accessing certain access certain money or funds or whatever it is that the court awarded me. And that's why she put that lien on there. And it was just for a water bill, but they do stuff in double standard language. Now, also, I'm going to show you a summons, then my summons for their arrest, for Kathleen Cortez arrest and Hillary Clinton and a few other people's arrest. I'm going to show you that summons for their arrest. And that summons, it has a title on there. The title, the first heading is what I filed with the courts. And I filed for them to release any lien hold and all this other stuff that's on me. And so, and as you'll see that on that from the court, that it has a title in which I filed. And then the judge told me go ahead and to pursue with a summons to have these people arrested for this very same thing. Now, this was after I got the summons, that they put that lien on there anyways when the judge ordered and mandated that they stop all this illegal activity. But as you can see, she slapped the lien on her anyways, even after the court made the ruling. Western Progressive again, and somebody I have no dealings with Western Progressive. I don't know who Western Progressive is. They just somebody who's trying to take the New York Milling stuff away from me. That's a trust company in which all of America's stuff is being held that belongs to me in that trust company. And I even wrote them and asked them to disperse me some funds, being that it's really all mine. And I also asked them to put all this stuff in my name as well, get it out of the New York Bank Trust and put it back into my name since it's mine, and to send me a certain money, but they still refuse to. Then Western Progressive looked like they tried to take it from the New York Mill. I have no idea who this Western Progressive is, and they should not even be on here. Certified foreclosure mediation. I have no clue who that is. This is all fraudulent. And they did that in 2016 and 7. And as far as I'm concerned, I think this is the last. Let's see. Oh no, here we go. Okay, so we have Western Progressive again. Certified foreclosure. Notice of a trustee sale. Western Progressive. Where are these Western Progressive people coming from? I have no clue. And some of these dates in 2016, I was not even there in Las Vegas. So, City of North Las Vegas, that's okay that we did that. That's a water lien. Another one. And it's just a water lien, little petty liens for $175, I think it was, or something else. They just do that just to slap a lien on you so that they can gain control over you and put a freeze and a hold on your stuff when the judge specifically ordered and mandated that they stop that and that they release any liens that was on there. They know I'm not an attorney, so I have to study this stuff as I go since I'm pro-litigant. So in the event something should happen to me, I always like to post it online. This is in 2017. So again, they know I'm not an attorney, but they're preventing me from my due process of my rights. A legal counsel, I'm being denied of legal counsel. I'm being denied of just everything. All my due process has been violated. My constitutional rights, my sovereignty rights, my human rights, all of it's been violated. I'm in court because all this language here allow these people through the courts to take my most fundamental rights away from me. Your fundamental rights are rights in which no judge, court, or nobody, those are guaranteed rights from God that nobody can take from you, such as reading your thoughts, looking through your eyes, trying to gain knowledge of your dreams and different things like that. Those are your fundamental rights, but technology has afforded and allowed our government to be able to do that. And once you start studying physics, you can see that it's pretty simple to do. And they have not just started this. This has been going on for maybe some decades now that the government has figured out how to read the very thoughts in a person's mind. And that's where they come up with that DACA program when people were fighting about dreams of the government, I guess, invading in on our dreams or whatever. But that DACA program, that's what that's all about. See, and that's DACA, DACA, with the United States government. But yeah, and when you see in laws, when they talk about maritime recording, they talk about the recording of a human being's thoughts and all this sort of stuff, but it's hidden in trickery language. So those are your fundamental rights, and those are the rights that I am fighting to gain back. And these people through Gwendolyn Chaney, Catherine Cortez, a lot of them through fraudulent contract are claiming, I want to show you something else, are claiming to be owning me. And so I'm fighting for those rights back. This is a document a notice of an intent to use Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act information. This is about me. I asked the courts, to the Department of Justice, to send me any information they had pertaining to me in any investigation or anything, because I was trying to get to the bottom as to what is happening, why am I going through all of this, and I've never been under any investigation or been in any problems, had any problems with the law or anything. So if so, maybe some minor boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife kind of little stuff, nothing major. But so I'm trying to figure out what is happening here. My case is about illegal surveillance, and how is this able and how is this possible? Well, this one again was filed September the 18th, 1912. The Department of Justice sent me all this. They said this was pertaining to me, but my name is nowhere on none of these documents. And it was filed with the United States District Court of Northern District of Illinois, the Eastern District. And here it is. This one is a little bit different from some of the other ones, because this one says the governments. That means the government's notice. I mean, I guess that's possession for the United States government. The government notice of an intent to use Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act information. So the device is already there, and the government is putting America on, is saying to them, they have to file documents whenever they want to invade one's privacy. So the government wanted to invade my privacy and being that 90% of the world, especially America, people are already secretly chipped and they don't know about it. So the government is saying that they making a notice of an intent to use it. They are going to use some of the Foreign Intelligence Information Act. That's information that they collecting through the device of an individual that has been secretly chipped. And so the government is saying that this is their notice that they have intentions on using some of that Foreign Information Surveillance Act information. The government is saying now. So this is pertaining to me, and I'll show you a letter in a minute. And all these pages are just simple. It's just like a 1 or 2 page. The United States, through its attorney Gary S. Sharpo, Gary S. Sharpo, acting United States Attorney for the Northern District Court of Illinois, hereby provide notice to the defendant Adele Daou, where it is, and to the courts that, pursuant to Title 50 of the United States Code, Section 1806-C and 1825-D, the United States intend to offer into evidence or otherwise use or disclose in any proceedings in this matter information obtained and derived from the electronic surveillance conduct pursuant to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 1978, which is a physics. This is the same thing, as amended. Respectfully submitted. Now, just on yesterday, these are the lawyers that are involved. This guy was Gary S. Sharpo, the acting United States attorney, and then you have William E. Ridgway, and he's an attorney out of Illinois. I did contact him via email on yesterday and asked him to reverse those orders. This case is pending litigation, and that I am the attorney in this case, and I have the right to ask him to reverse these orders, because this was illegal. Technically, these people can go to jail too, technically. Now you get here's another. These people are asking for information. They wanted access to me. So it appears that the United States of America gave all these fake entities, and most of them are Muslim names, but these are all fictitious names. And these were the case. But they gave all these peoples here access to me. These people are saying we want access to is basically a notice of an intent to use this information. Why do y'all want access to me, and why do you want to use this information? And the law clearly states that this is all fraudulent and this is all illegal. And even if the government had you under surveillance, it's just for whatever purpose that they was going to use it for, and only for 30 days and not 12 years. For 30 days and not 12 years. So what do you want to use this information for? Why is it important that you people have access to me 12 years straight, 20 years straight? Why is that important? Why did the government allow so many people to have access for that long? And as you can see, all of this language just pretty much short, but it's all identical. These are some of the other attorneys involved. Technically, these people can go to jail for treason, and this is in Alabama. So why is somebody in Alabama want to have access to my private life? Why is that? Okay. This one was filed on the 13th, June 10, 13. Lori D. Duffy, United States Attorney General, California. Another Muslim entity, United States plaintiff defendant. Notice of an intent. Why do all these people want this? Even though my name is not mentioned anywhere, this is how corrupt the government is, and they just use language that you don't understand. You have to break it down. These other attorneys that are involved, they should be arrested. But I have hundreds of these, so I just wanted to show you a few of them. But I do have hundreds of these pages, because let's see, I believe on here, this says it's 19 pages, but I have many files. Got one that says 2005, one that says 2010, 12, 13. I'm going to try to find notice of an intent. Let's see what this one is. This is another notice of intent. Was that the 2000? Just look at this. This 2012, and that has 25. I think it says 25 pages. That's 25 people in 2012, but there may have been more in 2012 too. So let's see. Okay. Bear with me here for a little bit. Just bear with me. I have a standard letter. I'm trying to find it. And that's what the Department of Justice sent me along with this. And it says, here's the information that you seek. Because it's important that you see that. Because none of these here documents has Samaya Hodges' name on there. But yet the Department of Justice saying this is all information pertaining to you. This is the information that I sought through the Freedom of Information Act, which entitled me to everything that the United States government or the Department of Justice had as it relates to my name. And so I'm just scrolling up. I'm trying to find other files. All of this is just court stuff, documents that I have filed over the years. Some of it starting from 2012. I've been trying to get justice, and I contacted everybody in America for help, but no one is appear to be moving or trying to help me, even as it relates to sexual abuse of a minor child. I can't even get the no government official to even investigate that case. And although the United States government, the senator, the governor, all these people are so opposed to investigate that case, especially upon a request. I can't even get them to investigate the request of a sexual abuse of a minor child and to make that arrest because there's so much involvement of all of the government official people in America are involved in this case. It would only incriminate themselves if they should make that arrest, because those who did that sexual abuse is saying, if you tell on me, I'm telling on you. That's pretty much what's happening. I didn't find what I'm looking for yet, but I'm going to continue looking. But in the meantime, I came across this, and I think this is important, and you should see this here. This is the United States Patent Office, and here's that patent number. Take a note of that, and that was in 1961. This patent. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, thank God. I thought I had I clicked the wrong button. But anyways, this patent number is identifying to a patent of the United States. This device is part of some of the stuff I'm telling you about. Hypnotic inducer. Basically, I believe, let's see what this one is, because I have 3 of them. And I believe this one here talks about how that one is able to read one's thoughts. Hold on, some use invention to adjust treatment of emotion. Can be inspected. I want to make sure this is the right one. just read about that one anyways. Take that one and study it with you. This video is getting kind of long, so I don't want to waste too much time trying to find what I'm looking for, but study that patent along with some of the other ones. And let's see here. There's another one. Now that I'm on these patents, I kind of want to, at least if nothing else, just give you the numbers here. United States patent. And it talks about, again, how these patents and the devices are able to read a person's mind, see your thoughts, talk about the wave patterns, the EEG wave patterns in your head. How is this possible? For improving methods and the apparatus for entertaining human brain patterns, employing frequency following response technique, and facilitate attain desired state of consciousness. But as you continue to keep read, it talks about how they're able to monitor your sleep pattern and know what's going on inside of your head, knowing what you're thinking. And this is what that pattern is. So this stuff been around. This is 1961, but this here been around for a long time, and it just talks about how the government is able to know what one is thinking, what one is dreaming. So I thought that would be some vital information for you to know. And now that I'm passing that up, I just want you to see it. This is 1989. This is a sound wave, how they can induce. This is a sound is induced in the head of a person by radiating the head with microwaves in the range of 100 megahertz to 10,000 megahertz that are modulated with a particular waveform. But basically, this is all stating that how sound is able to enter into your head, how they can also send you a sound, whereas you thinking that this is the Holy Spirit giving you an idea or giving you insight, prophecies into one's head. That's not true. The government has found ways also to give you a prophecy and give you a knowledge and information, and be able to put thoughts in your head as well. See, the prior arts, and that's what it's called, the arts. So I'm suing the United States government for using what's known as the arts on me. And these states all wanted this information because they were trying to create, America is trying to create their own very own living world God by using the arts on me, and they promoted me as such worldwide. And that's why so many people, they allow access to me, because they have promoted me and sold me into slavery worldwide, trying to promote their own very own living world God by using the arts on me, making me think I have some supernatural gifts, when it was basically just sound being induced. Or not only just sound, you can be given visions, you can be given dreams, and then they'll turn around and try to make all your dreams possible. Various types of apparatus and models of application has been proposed and tried to inject intelligent sound into the head of a human being. Some of these have been devised to stimulate speech and sound in deaf persons, and other systems have been used to inject intelligent signal into a person's of a good hearing, but bypassing the normal human hearing organ, you see. This is, I'm gonna go back, because this I want you to see that pattern right there, and I'm gonna go back and study this one again today myself. That was in 1989. Okay, I hope I got enough time on this here. I'm still trying to, I got to the patents first, and I just thought it would be cool to show you that, so you know for yourself, because the stuff that I'm saying, it sounds so bizarre, it sounds weird, it sounds like this girl is out of her rockets somewhat, but that's why I like to back it up with facts and back it up with truth. This is from the United States. This is their patent department is where I'm finding this information, because I had to be able to back this stuff up that I'm saying before I just spit it and put it out there, because people, the human being mind will have a hard time grasping all this here information. See, a person and method for enabling human beings to communicate by way of their monitored brain activities. The brain activities of an individual is monitored and transmitted to a remote location, computer, satellite. At that remote location, or the government, whatever, The monitored brain activity is compared with a pre-recorded normalized brain activity curves, wave pattern, and patterns to determine if a match of a substantial match is found. See, now we talk about the computer. If a match is found, then the computer, they say remote location, a computer at that remote location determines that that individual was attempting to communicate the word, phrase, or thought corresponding to match the stored normalized signal. So you can be given thoughts, dreams, visions, all of that. This is their pad, and all this is a lot of physics stuff here. I don't understand, but this is 10 pages of this stuff. And it goes tell you more. I just try to give you a little small synopsis of my understanding thereof. Okay. Let's go here. And here's another patent. October 1962. You see how old this stuff is? I was born in 65. This is a visual one. Look at this one. It says apparatus for producing visual stimulation. Visual. And what that means, people, you can be given a visual. Anything can be changed right before your eyes without you even knowing anything about it. A bug can be placed on a window and you'll think it's real. And you can try to hit it and it'll move out the way quick. And it was not there from the beginning. That's what that means. People say the sun was blocking me in my eye and caused that accident, or I thought I seen a bird or something hit my truck and caused an accident. All this stuff can be zoomed in if somebody was really targeting you. If a corrupt individual or government really wanted to target you, they could do this stuff and get away with it. And the average world, not knowing this, would think that that person was just a normal something she did. See what she see. Huh? October 62, 1962. I was trying to see if I could find a little bit of something that I could read about this. Okay. Anyways, it's kind of a bit much, but go over and study this stuff for yourselves. I'm going to go into this last document. I want to find you that what the Department of Justice sent. I have so much on here. The UCC. That's that form. Just click in here. A, that one. The IRS. Modern day. Come on, I just had it the other day too. Should have had it out, but it's just a spare of the moment live broadcasting that I just decided to do, and I wished I had found it first. If not, I'll just make a part 2 of the video and find it and do another one so you can see the letter. But I did post it up on like my Google account page, social media page. So if you want to see a copy of the letter, just go to Google, my Google search page, and it's Sumaya Hodges, Sumaya. My nose are kind of stopped up. I have this little mucus build up here, so please forgive me. But it is Sumaya, Sumaya Hodges, Hodges. And you begin to research me, you'll see I have a lot of stuff up. I did just any and everything possibly, human possibly, just trying to get some help. And some would say, this girl, why was she? Because I did do a campaign and I had on no shirt, and that campaign just had like 2 patches over my nipples. Well, that my campaign was, I was hoping it was going to go viral. So yes, I did do that. I was hoping it was going to go viral, and it was titled "A Desperate Mother Just Trying to Seek Help for Her Daughter." a desperate woman trying to seek help for her daughters because I couldn't get no other intervention, no one to investigate this case or this matter. And I tried absolutely everything. I have written every person. I even went to the Department of Justice twice on my own. And for whatever reason, because they promoted me worldwide as a living God, these people are afraid they're going to get in trouble because I have all of this here documentation to prove that they did this. And it could cost every person in at the White House and Congress was already warned that they can be indicted for this. And these cases is charged, carry treason charge, capital punishment. So for that reason, they all are reluctant to try to help me because they all took part in such an evil. And they was warned by the Supreme Court of Missouri that they could all be indicted of treason. So they're not trying to give me any help. So yes, I was a desperate mother and I tried to get the public involved. So I took off my shirt and put two little patches. I said, I don't have any privacy anyway. So what's the difference? Y'all invading my privacy. I have no privacy. These states and all those applications that you see give these people's 100% access to me at all times, 24 hours a day, 100% access, 24 hours a day. So I did take my shirt off, made that campaign again, hoping that it was going to go viral. I don't have any privacy anyways, hoping that it was going to go viral, but it was titled A Desperate Mom Seeking Help for Her Baby. So I can't find it right now, but I have, as you can see, I have so much stuff on here, and some of this stuff is untitled, but I will find it. But it is on my Google page, so go to my Google social media, and you'll see that along with some other stuff that I have been putting on there as well. I hope this information has been very informative, but whatever you do, make sure you please study those patents. And when you go to that patent site, you'll see other patents that the United States government have that the public really, you should really educate yourself on. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and thanks for listening.